I hope they didn't get that one.
I hope they did.
AOA podcast back for another episode. Oh, we got a lot of topics on this show.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
We got a lot of Frankie C too. He's back.
He is back.
Larry Nassar stabbed. We now know why. What he said.
I could have told you why.
Well, but what he said, what triggered the guy who did the thing.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, yeah, he deserved it. More about The Sound of Freedom. It's a box office hit, folks. Kid Rock has got a Bud Light issue.
A little bit.
A former U.S. Intelligence officer said, or general, I should say, says the Wagner boss that tried to start that revolution in Russia probably already dead.
Yikes.
Brian Szasz, the OceanGate stepson, is back in the news.
Oh,
Kaitlan Collins started her new show on CNN. Frankie C got crushed her first night. The Vegas streaker, which was making news on social media from Long Island.
I would have put money that this was J Sab's brother.
Wait till you hear.
I was close. I was like, this has got to be. But then I found out he's away. He's out of town. But I didn't know he wasn't in Vegas this time.
He wasn't in Vegas. Yeah, no, it was a safe assumption. Wait till you hear what his family is saying on why he did that. And a congressperson, for the first time, is warning people about aliens. Not so reassuring.
Oh.
That, my friends, is a podcast. I was saying last episode, Frankie C, how say what you will about murderers, but they do like to take care of business in prisons with pedophiles and such.
Creepy bastard. Yeah,
You got to appreciate that part of them.
that's true. I'm surprised he's gone this long without an incident like this.
Well, he may have gone on forever with nobody really bugging him, except for the fact we know who stabbed him now. But do you know why he got stabbed? Wait, let me do this like on the TikTok guys. Did you hear that Larry Nassar got stabbed? Do you know the reason why he got stabbed?
No, I mean, besides the obvious?
Besides the obvious reason that he is a terrible
being,
sexual predator.
A monster bastard.
Shane McMillan stabbed him roughly 10 times with a knife. And it was because Larry Nassar was asking to watch the girls' Wimbledon match. He's like, hey guys, can we watch the girls' Wimbledon? And I guess this McMullen just was like, are you kidding me? And took matters into his own hands, stabbed him 10 times, gave him a collapse lung.
So that's what you get, I guess. That's for being a giant monster.
Now they're attacking.
Not condoning stabbing. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, all right.
I'm rooting on stabbing in this particular instance.
Yeah, no, he again, I'm surprised this hasn't happened 100 times already.
Yeah. Again, like I'm surprised he didn't get it on the first day or the second day or whatever. But he says like, "Hey, let's put on the Wimbledon match." Shane McMillan loses his mind and stabs the guy 10 times. Now they're giving McMillan 5 more years on his sentence. I would like to appeal that on his behalf. I don't think he should get any more time for this.
Nah, he should be fine. I mean, his lawyers should be like, Judge, come on,
Your Honor. Yeah,
that's all. That should be the defense. Come on, I rest my case. And then the judge would be like, yeah, you're right. That's it.
Come on.
No more. Actually, you get a year off.
Yeah, right. Let's get him. I feel like this is good behavior.
This is good behavior,
right?
Yeah, fuck that asshole. I mean, how long has he been in jail now? A couple of years?
Yeah, it's only been a few years.
Yeah, I mean, for this to be the first, and he's in general population.
I guess so. I don't know how this guy had a knife. I'm assuming that they were in the cafeteria. Did they give you knives? A butter knife?
I'm sure maybe it was a shiv.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't imagine they give them they give dangerous people locked up in jail. Like I'm sure they don't give them knives.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure it was something he wasn't supposed to have. Plus, if they were around a TV, they probably weren't in a cafeteria. Maybe I don't know how they work.
Yeah, but you can't be in jail for sexually abusing hundreds of young athletes and go, hey, who wants to watch the ladies Wimbledon, the girls Wimbledon? You just can't do it.
No.
You can't use. You're gonna get stabbed, rightfully
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, fuck that. You know, I'm surprised more people didn't, jump in and help the stabber guy.
That's right. I am surprised.
Let him get a few more in. All right, now pull him off.
I tell you also what I'm mad at is the goddamn jail staff. What are you rushing to help him for?
Maybe he only got a couple shots in, and then he was like, hang back a minute. And then he let him get a few more, and then they took him.
Yeah, but they still rushed him off to the hospital. I'd pull one of these. Hey, everybody, get back to your jail cell, and then we'll call the paramedics.
Yeah,
take your time. No running back to the jail cell.
My phone. I have to charge my phone. Yeah. I can't. You got a charge on your phone? Because mine's out. Sorry.
Like Robin here. Oz has lots of shivs, knives, guns. That's right. If we didn't know that it was Shane McMillan here, I'd have thought it was Adebisi.
I don't know the reference. Never saw the.
It's the only character's name I could remember from Oz.
Way to go.
Yeah. You should all be thankful I pulled one out. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you could have said anything. I'm not really sure. That makes sense.
I'm not even sure which one Adebisi was, to be honest with you. It was either the guy with the little hat on top of his head or the guy who sells farmers insurance now. I'm not sure which one.
I don't know. You got me.
It doesn't make a difference. Anyway, moving right along. Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, the moral of that whole thing is fuck that Larry Nassar guy.
Larry Nassar. Sound of Freedom. We talked about this last episode. Kind of amazing story. This film gets made about this guy who goes and is busting up all these child trafficking rings, and it's based on his story. It stars Jim Caviezel. They make this movie as an independent. A couple articles come out where it's like, oh, QAnon, Jim Caviezel leading this right wing, blah blah blah, and all this bullshit. And then it starts the storm of people like, why is Hollywood trying to cancel Sound of Freedom? Hollywood is part of the whole child trafficking thing and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And, we talked about this last episode. And I was, so I was talking to Frank about it a little bit beforehand. People, I love, this is for 1% of the people that can hear my voice right now. 99% of you are A-okay in my book. But a lot of people like to just cherry pick and just take out the little things that they hear and they just like harp on that. Like I had so many people be like, oh, you're so left wing. You're trying to fucking, why are you trying to like shit on the film? And it's like, I'm not trying to shit on the film. I'm trying to point out that there were 2 negative articles on this movie. Then all of a sudden there's this, they're trying to stop us from seeing this movie. It's like you're being marketed to. You're being suckered. They're using the QAnon lane, if you will, to drive this movie.
The goal. Yeah, they're gonna make money off of this movie. Now, I don't know much about the movie, but you said that it did really well.
So the thing opens and it just barely gets inched out by Indiana Jones, which is an embarrassment because Indiana Jones with, I don't know, Frank, when was the first one? 40 years, maybe almost
something like that, like
between 30 and
2 or whatever.
Yeah. Between 30 and 40 years of being a franchise should be crushing a small independent film. And it just barely, I think by 200,000 or something like that. And the people from Sound of Freedom were like, we're part of this other app that the box office doesn't take into account, where you could go on there and buy tickets for other people to see the movie. I don't know how it works. They're like, if you like it, you can gift tickets to other people and you do it through this app. And they're like, we sold another 2 million, in tickets on that thing,
So
but I guess it doesn't. Yeah. Well, because everybody now is sitting here talking about how Hollywood is just a big trafficking ring and they're trying to keep this movie down and they don't want people to see the movie because it's going to expose Hollywood. And I'm like, listen, does Hollywood have an issue? Are there bad people in Hollywood? Weinstein? Yeah, of course. Of course. And then the people that you got to see some of the comments that I took, Frank. Like, oh, you don't believe that there's child trafficking? Yes, I believe that there's child trafficking. Like, we go back, we have hundreds of episodes on this very topic. I'm aware of it. But at the same time, you're being marketed to. There is nobody that's trying to stop you from seeing this fucking movie. It doesn't
Go
make
see
a
the movie
difference.
if you want to see the movie. No one's stopping you. How is anybody stopping you? I don't see Hollywood coming out and going, this is bullshit. I never saw, I haven't looked for it, but have you seen anybody in Hollywood going, fuck this movie, that's stupid?
Bro, outside of I can't even remember if it was The Independent or one of the British papers, somebody wrote a thing on it that they didn't like it, and the Washington Post wrote a thing and they said, Jim Caviezel, the QAnon guy. That was it. That was all I saw. And now we have people that are posting stuff on Twitter and TikTok, and they're talking about the air conditioner went out. They don't want us to see the movie. I mean, it's like I'm okay with I'm okay with all of it, but it's like you're being marketed to. You're being suckered. That's it. If you want to go see the movie, go see the movie. Is this guy the movie that's based on, this Tim whatever, an extraordinary person? Yes. He's as good as they come. The guy quit his job with the government because he couldn't get the funding. He felt like they weren't doing enough to save these children, and he kept going. He's a great guy. And I'm sure it's a great movie, but it's like nobody is trying to fucking stop you from and I'll tell you, okay, here's what drives me crazy. Somebody sends me, and by the way, please, I appreciate all the things. Somebody who's sending me a bunch of stuff on Twitter, and I get the emails and I get the TikToks. I get all of it. Nat on TikTok, Jeremy, Elizabeth, Lisa, all these people, Pete, Sal, all these people sent me things on this. I get it. You don't have to say, please. I don't want to sit there and watch a kid talk about what happened to them. That's not how I like to spend my days. I believe that there's trafficking out there, but I see a podcast, two fucking people talking, and they're like, this is the problem with Hollywood. They're like, look at this movie. There's a movie all about adrenochrome, and it's shocking. And I'm like, okay, I want to hear this. You know what adrenochrome is? It's like no. It's what basically the theory is that they'll scare kids. If they're abusing kids, they'll scare them just before they kill them. Their kids' adrenochrome is like through the roof because they're terrified. And that's what people drink to keep them young and alive and all, right? They're eating people theory, right? And so I'm like, okay. So now I get this podcast, and they're talking about adrenochrome and everything. And you know what the movie was that they were talking about? That's blatantly out there in front of everybody. Monsters Inc.
What?
They're saying that
because they scare them.
Because they scare the kids. It's all about adrenochrome, and this is Hollywood putting it out there for everybody to fucking see. And I'm like, this is why I go crazy. Because you can't
connect
stop
dots
stupid.
where you want to connect dots, and that's one of those. You're drawing a line to something because you want that line to be drawn there. Is it monsters? And kids getting scared by monsters under their bed or in the closet. That's a cliche by now. Everybody knows that. That's why that movie was. That's why it's Monsters Inc. And then they end up. Spoiler alert. They make them laugh, and it's better.
And that's better. Oh, they ignore. That doesn't fit into it, Frank. Mm-hmm. It doesn't fit into it.
So,
Anna in the chat, adrenochrome is a real thing. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It exists.
It is a real thing.
Now, again, I'm no doctor, and I haven't looked into the adrenochrome thing too much, but from some light research that I read, because I do my research, I do my own research.
Do your own research
on DuckDuckGo. Conservatives in the house. There's no proof that you have to do something to adrenochrome to make it like this higher chemical mix. It on its own doesn't It's not the fountain of youth. You're not going to drink it and survive another 100 years, which is what people are saying. Like, there's no truth to that. There's no proof to that. It's just not. But
Where do
you
people
can't
come
tell
up with this stuff. They take the most extreme thing and they turn it into like, oh, everybody, it's like this big conspiracy. I guess that's why they call it conspiracy theories. It's just people take something and they just run with it, man. It's insane.
Now, Kodachrome is real. I know that because Paul Simon wrote a whole song about it.
They were going to take it away from him.
Gives us the nice bright colors. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah.
It gives us the greens of summer.
It does. It does. I don't know. This is Anna. Oh, yeah. And you don't understand.
And do you not understand that?
The ones scrub the internet from the general population.
Okay. I mean, that's the argument of, that's like arguing. I like to go to this well a lot, the flat earth well. And I got to go, well, we went to space and we took pictures of Earth. Well, if you believe those pictures, well, then I can't help you. If you want, we give you proof, we give you whatever, and then you doubt the proof. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Now, listen, okay. So this girl sends me this stuff and I'm watching this little girl and she's talking about being abused and all the things. And she's in a cult and it's all this crazy stuff. It's heartbreaking. It's fucking heartbreaking. And she says in the thing, she's a little girl. I don't know, again, I don't know how true any of this is. I'm just telling you what I saw. It's like these people were in interviewing this little girl, and then this little girl was interviewed by the FBI, and these tapes are out, I guess, somehow. I'm sure it's some big famous case that I just don't know about. And she talks about being abused, and she talks about they were eating babies and all this kind of crazy stuff. And it's like, do these things happen? Yeah, I'm sure they do. And I'm sure, in the corners of the world, really bad, shitty stuff happens a lot. And is there bad stuff in Hollywood? There is. There's bad stuff in New York City. There's bad stuff in other countries. Are there trafficking rings? There are. I'm not saying that there's not. I'm just saying I can point out bullshit where I see it. And this whole fucking idea of like, I know and you don't, and I'm trying to protect the kids and you aren't, and drag queens are groomers, and it's just Hollywood. It's like, go the fuck away. Like, I just can't buy into this. And it's the loudest thing ever. And it's just driving me crazy. The same way political correct left-wing stuff drives me crazy. The same way, just before that, the religious right wing and you couldn't say this or do that, or violent video games drives me crazy. Like, it's bullshit and it has to be called out.
I hear you. No, you're right. It's the extreme ends of both sides that it's like, we got to meet in the middle somewhere. There's got to be some kind of sanity brought to this conversation.
There's got to. Thank you. Well said.
Oh, thank you.
Well said.
And that's half a glass of blackened.
Good for you, my friend. You drinking that down? That's the Metallica whiskey that you like a lot.
Yeah, baby. Good stuff.
A little drinking on a Wednesday never hurt nobody.
What the hell?
Yeah. You celebrating anything, or just a good day? Just a good day over.
The start of a podcast.
There you go. That's a good celebration. That is worthy of a celebration. I don't often go through the comments, dude. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them are so fucking crazy ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
Some of them are good, though. Victoria. Sound of Freedom was a good movie. Okay. You got the point, but totally a Hollywood. Oh, that was the other thing. Then the people... And again, not to say that there wasn't some detractors of... And whenever you get a film coming out, people are going to be like, hey, this movie sucks. Whether it's great or not. Some of the best movies ever were panned when they were in the theaters.
Right.
So one attack on the movie was, well, it's not 100% accurate. It's not real. That's why they have the phrase based on real events.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know of a movie that is 100% exactly what happened. I mean, besides documentaries, most of the time. You have these movies, they're going to jazz it up or, whatever they're going to do to it to make it a story. So I don't know.
Yeah. Sean Atwood has done many podcasts on satanic cults. Again, vile. We share. I think a lot of YouTube will give you information. They'll tell us like who's watching us and what else they're watching. And a lot of people like to watch Sean Atwood. We've talked about Sean Atwood a lot. He seems like a nice fella, but he's like one of these guys that just does like this is all he talks about. And I just like I can't live in a world like I know bad things happen. I just can't live in a world where you just talk about bad things like every fucking day. Who wants to live like that?
Right. It's got to be a horrible existence to just be so. I mean, I want to believe in the goodness of most people, and to, and I want to believe that the bad people are going to be weeded out and whatever. But you're right. Everything it's just so cynical, and I know it's got to be called out. I get it. When there's bad shit, call it out, 100%.
Look at this, Miss Justice. Sean Atwood is a sicko, in my opinion. Listen, I'm sure Sean Atwood is doing great work, but there is something to a shaved-headed man who's in his basement all day long, just talking about the most depressing and crazy satanical shit ever. Like, you can't be in a good headspace if that's you.
Right.
God bless, Sean. You're obviously doing pretty all right for yourself, so no big deal.
Sean Atwood very well. I don't know.
Christine, Ann, I think you're mixing up two topics. Drag queens have nothing to do with sex rings, trafficking of kids. They don't, but I'm just saying.
Tell that to the right wing.
I'm just saying, like these are the complaints. The new, like, okay, just like when we talked about the hockey jerseys, the new bigotry and anti-gay is my religion. I can't wear that pride jersey because of my religion. And so in that same vein, the new, like, you're wrong and I'm right is I'm protecting the kids. You must not care about the kids. I went to go see Sound of Freedom. Therefore, I am a better American and closer to God.
Well, that's of course.
And I'm sorry, but that air of I'm better than you because I care about our children. It's like, shut the fuck up. You don't. Like you don't. Nobody wants to see children abused.
if there's a child that's coming out, then whoa.
Yeah,
that child. I'm not going to support that child.
Yeah, but it's just like this. I'm holier than thou. I'm better than you. Like and again, to the people who are conservative and like this guy's being a left wing nut job. I don't like it when the left does it either. I don't like it when the left is like, oh, I know all the pronouns and I know not to say this. And, oh, you can't joke about that stuff and you can't do this and you can't do that. Hey, listen, like, you're no better.
People are going to make mistakes. People are going to fuck up. People are going to say the wrong thing. It happens.
But most of those people that are like, you can't do this or you can't say that. They're the ones that are fucking texting it to people, because they're fucking hypocrites. And I just smell hypocrisy all over this shit.
This is a good segue to the next topic.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But like everybody's behind it. Like Mel Gibson made a video where he looks drunk as fuck. And he's like, you gotta.
Mel Gibson. If we're all listening if anybody's listening to Mel Gibson, you got to stop.
He's like, we got to go see this movie. So we can't, awareness is the first thing. Well, they're saying, dovetailing on this, is they're saying that Mel Gibson has a 4-part documentary series that's going to expose Hollywood for the child trafficking ring that it is. And I say to that, great.
Yeah, absolutely. Go
put it out.
Love it.
Where is it? Because I'm waiting for it like I'm waiting for half the other shit that we talk about that goes nowhere.
Who said? He said or some people are saying?
These are the rumors.
Okay.
These are the rumors. Yeah. And then Dana White goes on Instagram and he's like, I'm going to pay for all my employees to go see this movie. That's how important I think it is. Now, listen, I fault Dana White a little less because you know what Dana White is doing? He's full of shit, just like everybody else, but he's selling a product. He's selling the UFC. He's the guy who runs UFC. He's basically signaling to all the QAnon nut jobs, buy the next UFC pay-per-view. Look at me.
He's got an audience now, a targeted audience, and he's going to...
I don't fault him for that. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
fault him for that.
But it's taking advantage of people.
He's selling a product. It's these other
product.
people that are like, well, you must not care about the children. Well, why don't you go fuck yourself? Because you're so much better than me because you read the QAnon boards. You know about all these things happening, yet you do nothing about it. You do nothing about it. What is stopping you from going and busting up some child trafficking rings? You sit on your couch and do nothing. So shut the fuck up. You've done nothing. If you've paid $17 to go see The Sound of Freedom, I'm not fucking impressed. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Medals in the mail.
Yeah, you could blow me, and that's not me being like.
I was in the middle of a sip there. What are you doing to me?
Sorry. That's not to say, but you read some of the comments and they're like, "Oh, you're left with you align with Hollywood. You must be in on it." Yeah, no, I'm fucking running the child trafficking rings. You crazy son of a bitch.
You can barely run this podcast.
Yeah.
I love how that I love how that landed, and then it took a second to settle, and then once it did, that was perfect.
That was like the explosion in Iron Man, the first one. It just took a second.
Yeah, I Jericho'd you.
Yeah. It's so fucking true. It is so fucking true. Oh my God. One person said to me, have you ever heard of Epstein? Can you fucking click on his goddamn thing?
Who's that?
If you just,
I don't know. We did 200 episodes on.
Yeah. I got millions of views. This podcast, we have millions of views on that fucking piece of shit. Have you ever heard of Epstein?
Yeah. What's an Epstein?
You stupid fuck.
God.
I can't. I really can't.
I don't know. All right, next topic.
Anyway, well, let me just say this.
Oh, here we go.
So, we didn't even get to the story, dude.
Did we not get to the story?
So, Sound of Freedom is like it's a big box office hit now.
Uh-huh.
And it's crushing. It's the third most popular movie in the country.
There you go.
It's just behind Insidious, The Red Door, and it's behind Indiana Jones. Now, Indiana Jones, as more days have gone by, people have seen it, but they're panicking. I hear they're going to recut Indiana Jones. He's going to save a child from a trafficking ring at the end.
See, that's going to be right. I thought that's what this one was about, but
yeah,
I don't know. All right.
That's what the world. In the next Rocky, he's going to put the gloves away and go on a fucking journey to save kids from trafficking. It's going to be wonderful.
Right, he's going to Liam Neeson his way around the world and just kick ass.
He's going to go meet Ivan Drago in Russia, and they're going to go to some bizarre third world country and break up child rings.
But they got to get Clubber Lang in on that too.
They should
get the whole team together.
They should. Didn't Clubber Lang die, or is he still alive?
Nah, he's fine.
He's fine. It doesn't. Even if he's dead, it doesn't matter, Frank. You know what? We'll multiverse it.
Rocky multiverse is what we got to have.
Yeah, Apollo will come back with Clubber Lang, who might or might not be dead. I'm not sure.
Apollo died in the movie.
Oh.
Clubber Lang is alive.
Is alive and well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they team up. They fight Mickey in the multiverse.
He's dead.
Well, he's dead.
So is Adrian.
A CGI. No, you CGI him.
Yeah, they all come back in the multiverse and they break up child trafficking rings, and everybody, it's just like we're all happy. We're all happy.
Killing me $20 later.
Yeah, I just love it. I love all of it. So good for them. By the way, the film Sound of Freedom has earned $45.7 million domestically since July 4th. So in just over a week, they've gotten $45 million.
That's decent.
It's great and good for them. But I'm sorry, it's marketing. They discovered a way, right, to be like, these QAnon people love this child trafficking shit. What if we come up with this story that Hollywood's trying to keep them down? We put some random shit out there to make it all sound good. And now you have people saying there's a conspiracy, which is all you really need. You have one or two negative headlines from a left-leaning magazine or newspaper. You put some shit on TikTok about how the air conditioner didn't work in the theater. Like, these are brilliant marketing tactics that people should fucking learn from. You know, it's just you're being taken advantage of. Just know that. You're
It's
not
every movie, though.
closer to God, and I'm not impressed with your fucking bullshit. You're just a pawn.
You're just another ticket sale.
That you're another ticket sale, and not for nothing, independent movie or not, in a fucking Hollywood system that needs to make box office gross so it could get to X amount of downloads when it goes to digital, so that I could get the right placement when it goes to the fucking streaming service. You're looking at the business of Hollywood as we speak. You're fucking supporting it and pushing it, acting like, oh, you're the agent of change. Fucking Charlie on the couch. Go fuck yourself.
You are ticked.
I'm a little upset about the whole thing. Because these people. All right. Kid Rock.
I get it. No, yeah, I get it.
So I don't even know how many months ago, Kid Rock, it was the day.
Shot up the 12-pack of Bud Light.
It was the conservative shot heard around the world.
Ugh.
It changed the trajectory of a company.
Yeah, what an embarrassment Kid Rock is. I'm sorry.
So he shot up the Bud Light containers and then...
Well, if you go to his, I mean, I just went to his restaurant's menu. He has a bar in Nashville.
Please, Smashville. That's what I like to call it. Get there and have a good old time.
Right. So his bar is called Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk Rock and Roll Steakhouse.
It's a good name.
That's the name of his restaurant. And guess what beer is being served at this Kid Rock restaurant?
Can't be Bud Light.
It is Bud Light. It is Budweiser, Bud Light Lime, Miller. All these, they're all in there. They're serving them.
So Kid Rock's restaurant, Mr. I'm going to shoot an automatic weapon at Bud Light because some fucking loser in the goddamn marketing department sent one custom can to one tranny influencer.
Why is he a loser?
Isn't that on the marketing team? Of course, they're fucking losers.
Anyway,
if they were winners, they'd be hosting a podcast. Come on, Frank.
That's a good point.
Because all that happened, he's going to shoot at Bud Light and try and put them out of business. But wait, he's still carrying their beer in his own restaurant.
Still carrying the beer. Absolutely, it's still there.
Now to be fair, it was some other hick down from the south, big and rich. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was Rich.
Rich, I think half of that team is a
douche. It was him who said he was going to take Bud Light off his rider. I don't think Kid Rock ever said he was going to stop serving or drinking Bud Light. He just shot it with a rifle.
I mean,
but
I guess
he was the spark that started this whole fucking thing.
Bigoted fucking movement, right? It's a movement for bigots. So enjoy that. Hope everybody's happy about excluding a person because based on their sexuality. That's real Christian of you.
But it all goes back to what I said that it's all these masks that we wear in public. It's bullshit. Like, you know, he probably thought, I'm just going to make a cute video today.
Yeah, he just wanted to go viral. That's all.
That's it.
That's all it was.
Just clout chasing. Cuddles. My wife said on the last episode, clout chasing. A lot of people are just fucking clout chasing these days.
There's a picture of him hanging out with, drag people in drag at some thing. I don't even know where it was, but it's all bullshit. He's so full of shit. It's ridiculous. It's I don't know.
No, you're right. He is
phony.
It is because you know what? He doesn't really care about transgender people. He probably thinks they're just fine. He's got no problem with them, as most decent people do. Even the people that get angry at us and yell at us about they're grooming our kid, they don't really mean that. They're just fucking angry about their own situation. And this is all part of the I gotta blame the boogeyman. And who's the boogeyman today?
Yeah, I haven't. We could target an enemy. That's it. So you're right. It's putting a name and a face to an enemy, and it's like, well, that's it might help you, but you're hurting people for your own comfort, and it's not right. So it's grow up, move on, take responsibility, and know that trans people are not a threat to anybody. So
yeah. But most people, though, I feel like this is a unique view that we have because when you do what we do, you see the angrier side of people. Like, how many times did somebody shit on you? Not only on this show, but like in your radio career. And how long into your radio career before you realize, oh, this isn't about me. This is about them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a problem that they're having with God knows what, and they have to take it out somewhere. And they're looking for some excuse to explode somewhere, and just be like,
yeah,
oh, this is a fight I can sort of get ahead on, and if I win this fight, then maybe it'll be, I'll feel better about myself. It's like, well,
yeah,
you want to be on a winning side. Treating people decently, that's the winning side. So
it took me a couple of years before I realized it. And a couple of times, this happened a couple of times where somebody would shit on me and then I would confront them about it. And it was public. And then I would get like a DM or something. They'd be like, I'm sorry, man. I was just having a bad day. And, I listen to you all the time. You're good. And after like the third or fourth time that happened, I go, oh, people are angry about other things. And it's just whatever they're scrolling through on their feed that they're going to freak out about at this moment.
Yeah. It's telling, when someone flips out about something like trans people, something that is, they're not a threat to anybody. They're just living their lives. If someone speaks out against that, it's telling you about themselves. You're getting a good read on that person.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable with something in their own life, or there's something bullshit going on and they can't handle it.
Right.
Yeah. Because nobody wants to be that. Like I remember, I came across this thing where people were mad at, I can't ever remember, some singer, Bernadette Peters or something like that. She went to go sing with this group that
love Bernadette Peters.
Yeah, I think it was Bernadette Peters. I don't remember who it was, but it was this LGBTQ group that were mad at her because she was going to sing at some place that I guess at one time or another said some anti-gay stuff, right? Like who the fuck even, it's like
who said? Wait, say it again. Who said it?
This LGBTQ group was like trying to boycott. I don't know if it was Bernadette Peters or Kristen Chenoweth. I don't fucking remember. It doesn't matter.
I can't imagine Bernadette Peters being. I don't know Kristen Chenoweth. I can't imagine her saying something negative.
No. She didn't say. No. She was going to sing. She was on a tour. One of the venues she's going to supposedly said something, I guess, or whatever.
I see.
Because the protests were like, "You're abandoning us," Bernadette or whoever it was. And we're not going to stop until we, you cancel this date and blah, blah, blah. And I just happened to come across this on social media and I looked at it and I go, oh, this is interesting. So I follow along. There was maybe 3 or 4 posts and there was a picture of one guy protesting outside of the thing. And that was it. And you never heard of it. I read it and I can't even remember who it involved. But my point is that is really the result of most of this anger. Like do you remember in our old neighborhood, we had a Kentucky Fried Chicken and
still there.
It's still there. And there was a parking lot and it was on a busy street where there was never any parking, but KFC had a parking lot. And so a lot of people would park in their parking lot and go to some other business in the area. And I guess they didn't like that. On this day, I was going to the KFC and I had to get pizza at the same time. So I go into the pizza place, then I go into the KFC, and unbeknownst to me, I come out of the KFC and my car is up on a truck. And I'm like, what the hell? And the guy's like, I saw you go into the pizza place. Turns out there was this towing company that would just wait there and watch. If people didn't walk immediately into the KFC, they would just go and tow your car. So this guy goes to me, well, you can pick it up at the pound tomorrow, or you can, or he goes, or you can pay the fee right now. I go, you fucking shaking me down? He goes, yep. I go, I'll call the cops. He goes, call him. He's like, I saw you go into the pizza place. It's just for KFC. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, there's no way they can. Anyway, long story short, really, really long story short, it happened to Janine's brother too.
Same place.
Same place. I go to find out it's happening to a lot of people. So now me, big tough guy, and Janine's brother are like, we're going to fucking put a stop to this. We started a Facebook page. We started all.
How did I not hear about this?
We did nothing because we did nothing after 3 days.
Yeah.
We got tired and we're like, fuck it. Who cares?
If I didn't hear about this, you got zero traction.
Zero traction.
I mean, you do something, I probably heard about it.
I literally led 20, 30 comments online. I go, this is a really big problem. We're going to start a thing. And it went nowhere because like most people, you're like, oh, that stinks. And then you just go back to your normal fucking life.
Yeah, you got your own shit to worry about.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, so it's all, you know, so Kid Rock, he don't give a shit. Why should you? I feel like the guy from Bronx Tale. Mickey Mantle ain't paying your rent. What do you give a fuck for? You know? We have all these people out there that are crazy, fucking with flags and all their bullshit. And it's like the people you're supporting don't give a shit about you.
If a man is says he's a woman and becomes a woman, why does that bother you? Why does that concern you? Leave that person alone. It's not your number one, it's none of your business. Number two, it affects you in no way. You know, it doesn't do anything to you. Let them live their lives the way they're going to live it, and move on with your own. I mean, focus on other things. Be with your family and your friends. And what if someone in your family is trans? You know, what are you going to disown them? You know, call them crazy or whatever? No, you're gonna. The right thing would be to support them in anything they're not hurting anybody. They're not. You know, it's nothing negative about it. It's a positive thing. Have you ever met someone who either comes out of the closet or realizes who they really are? They're so much happier. It's such a transformation. Not only
you know the journey that they have to go through. It's not an easy fucking thing to go through.
It's not. And for someone to come to that realization and to be proud of it and be like, hey, I'm finally the person I know I am. It's an amazing thing. And for someone to realize that and be happy, why would you want to ruin that? Why would you want to throw hate at that? Why not go the other? Why not just take a second and go, well, what if I go the other way and I support this person and everybody's on the same page and we're all supportive and happy with each other, and instead of shooting that person down and being a negative piece of shit, why would you do that? There's no reason for that.
There's no reason for it at all.
You know, support your neighbor, lift your neighbor up. If they're trans, they're trans. It's a beautiful thing. They could be who they want to, who they're going to be, who they feel like they are inside. My opinion, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows my whole side of it, but I think gender and sexual, it's all spectrum. You know, there's the super masculine male people, super feminine, and then there's everything in between. So if you're
we talked about that the person on the last episode with the scrunchies, and I said I'm on board with it. The gender fluidity, all of it. I tapped out when she said about the neo pronoun blood dragon or whatever. That's when I was like, this person is mentally ill. But up until that point, it's fine. Who cares? Yeah, I was talking about that guy, Matt Walsh, the guy who made the movie about like, can you explain a woman? Are you a woman? And it's amusing for people who believe in transgender. It's an amusing thing. For people who don't, it's like their thing that they're like flying with. But I'm just thinking in my head, like, I would hate to be Matt Walsh, because now you're that guy and you're that guy for the rest of your, like, to be caught in one conversation. Like, who could give a fuck enough? Like, if I told you, Frank, I have this idea to do a video. I'm going to go around to a bunch of trans people and ask them, what's the definition of a woman? And then I'm going to catch them in whatever their answer is and make them sound silly. You would say to me, well, first you'd say to me, that's a bad idea. Second, you'd say to me, that's an amusing video. What if I then said to you, I'm going to make it. I
wouldn't say it's an amusing video, but go ahead.
What if I then said to you, I'm going to make it a 2-hour feature film? You would be like, please do not do this.
I'd be like, who the hell are you? And what are you talking about?
Yeah, my point is this guy took a minute and a half, interesting, let's fire some people up and get people angry YouTube video and made it a whole fucking feature film. And now this is all this guy is going to be known for forever. That's a miserable existence. Let's get back to my point. My point is there's a point to all of this.
I don't know. I'll see it. I'll trust it when I see it.
Here's the point.
Something like that.
Kid Rock shot up a bunch of Bud Light cans. And there's a person, let's call him a guy. And this guy saw this and he's mad about everything, and he's mad about transgender, and he's mad about America and the right and the left, and he's mad about all this. And since the day that Kid Rock shot up this Bud Light cans, right? And he's been watching Bud Light stock plummet. He's been watching their market share go down 30%, and he's feeling great about himself. And he hasn't taken a sip of Bud Light since that moment happened. And he feels great. He feels like him and his team set out to do something and they got it done. And today he learned that the entire time this has been happening, this son of a bitch who started it all has been serving said Bud Light and Budweiser products in his fucking bar. And how does he feel today? Like a fucking sucker. So when I talk about Sound of Freedom and everybody acting like they're trying to take it away from us, this is what I'm talking about. There's going to come a day where you're going to be like, oh, I was just marketed to expertly by people who know. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Target of a grift. That's all it was.
Now, Natty's here, which I appreciate. Why don't you guys watch the movie and review it for the listeners? Natty, I appreciate all the videos you sent me. Please don't send me videos of children being talking about their abuse. I can't take it. I can't bear it. I don't know if you know about this, but Frank knows. I can't have kids being sick or upset. It drives me fucking crazy. It's the last thing in the world that I want to watch ever.
Right there with you. That and animal abuse. Both children.
I don't mind
animal abuse. You're a
I'm for it, actually.
You're a dick. I can't watch any of that. I can't. Even if it's like fake in a movie.
You couldn't
like
watch
CGI.
Tiger King because of that.
The first 5 minutes of Tiger King, there was I don't even know. I want to say like a leopard or something that was in a van. And we were like, nope. And we were like, I see where this is going. And we just turned it off.
Frank never watched. Frank and his wife were the only two people that didn't watch Tiger King during the pandemic. It was a pandemic. Yeah. We had nothing else. And they were like, can't do it.
I still haven't watched Tiger King. I haven't watched more than that couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever the opening thing. Those two things.
Kids' sadness drives me crazy. Transversely, kids laughing cannot get enough of a child's fucking
when a baby
laughter.
The best thing is when you see baby, like when those videos of like someone ripping paper in half and the baby is just hysterical.
It's hysterical laughing. Yeah,
that's hysterical. That's perfect.
The new one on TikTok is that parents are filming their kids when they put on Miss Rachel. Like Miss Rachel's like the kid entertainer of the hour right now. Mm-hmm. And the kids just like light up and start smiling and laughing like right away. Like it's like so wonderful. I can't stop watching those. But anyway, back to Nat. Nat, I appreciate all the videos. Thank you. I did watch them, and I'm glad I'm glad you made me look at it. It was good to see, but I don't want to see any more. So please don't send me any more. You can send me stuff on the movie. I'm happy to read about the movie. And I might watch when it comes on video on demand. I probably will give it a watch. I'm a sucker for movies. I like stories. This is obviously a wonderful. I mean, obviously not the child abuse part of it, but the guy who's taking matters into his own hands to save kids is great. That I'd probably watch that. I like Jim Caviezel. I thought he killed it as Jesus. I thought he was fucking great.
I never saw that either.
You never saw that?
No.
That movie got protested a ton, and I could never understand that. I think the one thing I remember from that was they were like, oh, they make the Jewish people look bad. And it's like, well, they did kill the guy.
I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I know the story, obviously.
that's in the story,
No, I know, but I don't know how prevalent and how
I remember somebody saying like they picked all the ugliest people to play they said Mel Gibson. They accused Mel Gibson of picking the ugliest people to play the Jewish people.
They made them look. That's possible.
Made them look worse, and but it's like it's a story. I don't know. They called Mel Gibson an anti-Semite. which wasn't
Well,
true.
that's
He
kinda
was
true.
just brutally racist. So
That's true too.
facts, people.
Yeah,
Facts.
before he went nuts and became out as a huge giant racist, I liked I liked him, but now I can't. No
Yeah.
good.
See, now Nat is saying here in the UK, we had lots of presenters come out as nonce. I don't is
know
that a
what
UK word?
Nonsense. I don't know.
The BBC has been covering it up. I mean, I don't know if they are or not. If you say they are not, I'll take you at your word. But I mean, you can prove that in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, the story today is Sound of Freedom is the third most selling movie in the country. And I'm sure if I Google it, I will find articles from the media on it. It might not be on your feed, but your feed is unfair, and your feed is only going to give you shit that is going to rile you up. So, okay, USA Today, why Sound of Freedom is a hit. And that's the first thing that comes up. Why Sound of Freedom is a hit.
All right, so it's a hit. It's,
New York Times, a film about child trafficking takes on summer blockbusters. So it's out there,
Yeah, who's covering it up? It's there. It's the number 3 movie.
Daily Beast, Sound of Freedom. What's the deal with the controversial box office hit? So people are calling it a hit, and it's a hit. It's a hit. Well, we were saying too, Frank, last episode, nobody's going to the movies. Indiana Jones opened up at $11 million.
Yeah. No, that's
movies,
the thing.
That should be a $30, $40, $50 million opening weekend.
Everybody's waiting for a couple months later, it comes out streaming, and that's it.
It really seems like
that's
streaming.
how people are watching it.
Yeah, yeah. And they're talking about, like, nobody really went to go see movies last year except for Top Gun Maverick, Christine Coulson never saw Tiger King. There you go.
Nice.
Christine also said, if you can't watch the movie, then you can't comment on it. I'm not commenting on the movie itself. I'm commenting on the shit around the movie. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about the movie itself.
But I just said I like Jim Caviezel. Mira Sorvino's in it. I love Mira Sorvino.
Yeah.
Big Mira Sorvino fan. Huge,
Jerry.
Huge. Yeah. So like I said, I'll probably see it, but it'll probably be like any other, like 12 Years a Slave. Like, okay, it was the talk. You see it and you're like, oh my God, this is an extraordinary story. And then you just know, I'm just never going to watch this. It's too much. It's too hard. Right. I can't, like, The Pursuit of Happiness. Do you ever see that one with Will Smith? I never watched that movie twice.
There's a lot of movies out there that are great movies, and they're not rewatchable.
It's just you can't see it. Like, the one about Bernie Madoff. We've talked about this. The Bernie Madoff movie on HBO with Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene in there. That one scene, I can't watch that movie ever again. I just can't watch it. Spoiler. You want me to spoil it?
That's up to you. I don't know it.
His son killed himself.
Oh.
But he did it like he like put the baby. He had a baby and he put the baby in the other room and he was just fucking hanging in the hallway. And they had to like cover the baby. They took the baby out. They had to go past him and they put like a jacket or something over the baby as they walked out. It's burned in my brain. I will never watch that film ever again.
God,
I just can't. It's too much.
A lot of movies out there when you watch them. I have a few scenes from different movies that are burned in my brain that you're like, I can't unsee it. And it's just a shame. I wish you could, go in there and go, nope.
And there's some great, and you're like, oh, that's a great movie. But it's like, it's such an intense topic that you're like, I can't go. Anything come to mind that's just like burned into your brain?
Casino. The movie Casino. When they take out
with the brother at the end.
Spoiler alert, yeah. Joe Pesci and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. That there's a lot of disturbing. That's like an example of a disturbing thing that you can't unsee.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, he's still breathing. He's still breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those scenes that sticks with me.
We were fucking 9 when we saw that shit for the first time.
Yeah, and his name's Frankie.
I know. That's fucked up. And our parents made us watch it. They were like, watch it. It's still
Sit down
playing.
and watch Casino, damn it.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not prettier than, what's her name? I don't know. No, my parents didn't say that.
I was always taken aback by how fast Joe Pesci's character made chicks blow him.
I never got that either. In every movie, he was like the ladies' man. I guess just out of fear.
No, I get that part of it, but like, remember when he like takes the girl to the car, and he's like, move over, son, honey, and he just like unzips his pants. Like, there's no conversation, there's no nothing. It's just like, and then later when he gets with, sorry, spoiler alert, Sharon Stone, it's the same thing. They start making up passionately. Then all of a sudden, he just grabs the back of her head, and I'm like, this
he's obviously so irresistible.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. And if you look at the guy that really that he was portraying, he had no right to do that either. It was fucking disgusting.
Well, again, it's the power, it's the the intimidation, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Some chicks love that. They're like super attracted to that. I call it the Tony Soprano thing. Like, Tony Soprano is a big bachicaloop,
Yeah, I don't get that. It's the power. It's the he's a tough guy, and everybody, I guess. People go for that.
People love it.
Oppenheimer, Erin's been, we got to see that. She's a big fan of wanting to see that movie. Did you see?
I want to see. It's coming out soon too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think maybe this weekend. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that looks good.
Well, we were talking about it the other day when we were together. I can't remember when it was, but I remember you left early, and I don't know what day it was, but I remember you left early. 21st of July. Oh, we got a little time. And I was saying how I wanted to see this movie since I can't even remember what movie I took my son to, and I saw the preview of it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Because me, fucking World War, whatever, and the whole thing, the history, I love it. I fucking love it.
Sure.
If the History Channel was a dude, I would blow it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. That is the truest stereotype that exists. You just hit a certain age as a man, and all of a sudden you're like, what was that World War about? Like, it's not even like you like watching World War II documentaries. It's you get down to the level of like this one battle in this one like French town, and you need to watch the 3-hour documentary on it,
Yeah, because they like movie-ize it. You get a hero, you get the villains, obviously, and you get the battle. I mean, it's obviously real life, History Channel, whatever, but you get all swept up in it.
Yeah.
It becomes very story-like.
I don't know what it is, but I love it. So when I saw this come out, and it's Christopher Nolan, who I fucking love.
Oh, he's great.
He's fucking phenomenal. I'm like, I want to see this. So I'm like, I want to see it. My wife was like, I mean, she doesn't really listen to me half the time anyway, so I can't blame her. And then as we talked about it more, she was like, oh, I'll go see that with you. And I'm like, it's not in your wheelhouse. This is not something you would choose to see. Like, right. She loves me and I love her, but I know she's only doing it because she knows I'm excited about it.
Right.
But she's like, I'll go see that with you. And then she's like, no, I'm excited. So now I don't know if she's really excited about it or not.
Are you going to see Barbie movie with her?
No.
Yeah, right.
No, you know what's fucked up about Barbie movie? My daughter's like, oh, I love Barbie movie. It's like, it's PG-13. I'm like, I don't think we could take a 6-year-old to this movie.
Maybe not. I'm not sure what happens in it, but that doesn't sound good.
I'm not willing to take a chance on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So point. Anyway, but now I'm in a conundrum because like you guys were like, oh, let's go see Oppenheimer, and I'm like, oh, can I just go see it?
Come see it. We'll do me, you, Erin, and I don't know who else wants to
I'm saying without cuddles. I don't like. I like.
She would go though.
She would. No, she would. But I feel like
we go out to dinner or something. I'm sure she'd enjoy the movie.
You want to make a whole night out of it with us? I don't know if we want to. But if we do dinner and a movie, how are you going to leave early? That's the thing. You got to figure this out.
Movie first, and then dinner. I leave before dessert comes.
Leave before the check comes.
Yeah, I leave $20 on the table, and then we walk out.
You can't do it now. I'm taking it away from you, but that would have been the fucking hilarious. If you guys just left before I would have been so mad, but also I would have been laughing hysterical the entire time I paid that bill.
Hun, you gotta go to the restroom, right? Yeah, take your jacket. That's fine. Yeah, take your jacket with you. You're gonna need it's cold in the restroom. It's cold. I'll see you. Go ahead.
Up until it was told on the podcast, I would be laughing hysterical at that story if you skipped that on the bill.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of people are looking forward to the Oppenheimer. Maybe we'll go and do a recap. We'll have to do a recap of
it looks good.
The movie.
I gotta tell you, one of the big shot to the A-list stars. What's her name? Florence Pugh is in that, and she out of nowhere. Right? I feel like she's just, she's
so
in from
it.
What I understand, in this movie, there is a crazy.
Don't spoil it. Is this going to be a spoil? I feel like you're about to give information.
Do with the story. It's just a scene about in the movie. No.
Is it in the trailer?
No.
Okay, then.
All right, that won't spoil it.
Okay. I appreciate that.
All right. I'm the last person.
But you're saying spoilers. She's good in it.
That's not. That wasn't the point of my story. But I like her, and she's good in everything that I've seen her in.
Well, it's a who's who.
She's all of a sudden. I feel like out of nowhere, she just shot to the A-list.
I agree with you. It's been fast for a girl that I confused for the girl from Save the Cheerleader show there, whatever the fuck that was.
What?
The girl who was, what was that show? Heroes?
I don't know what that is.
Somebody will have it in the chat. I forget her name, but I thought that's who it was.
Yeah.
You know?
There we go. Aaron, me, and Paul. We'll all go, the four of us.
Paul's going to be my date?
Let's go.
Is Paul paying?
If Paul buys you your ticket, you in?
Yeah.
I don't know where Paul.
I mean, listen.
From, but
I don't want to support the Hollywood sex trafficking ring that you guys do. Okay, so I might sit this one out.
What if Paul supports it and buys the ticket?
Just because if Paul supports and buys the ticket, I'll go. If I'm not linked to the ticket itself, I'll go.
You buying me popcorn though?
Nat, sorry, I love you guys. You have no reason to apologize, Nat. You just
all good, Nat.
Keep being you. We love you right back. We keep being you.
So what is this Wagner Boss thing?
I heard the uranium from the good old Utah was I can't remember. That's a lot, but I love the little uranium for the table.
It's one sentence. Yeah. That's too long. I can't get through that.
It was too much.
5 sure words or less. That's it.
But I just wanted to make the joke of uranium for the table and move on. So that was my
little uranium for the table.
Little uranium for the table. The Wagner Boss, yeah. So not that people think he's dead, but retired General Robert Abrams, who's an ABC News contributor, who was previously the commander of the U.S. forces in Korea, says it's his personal assessment that he thinks that we'll never see Yevgeny Prigozhin again. This is the Wagner boss that started the Russian rebellion in Russia.
Right. So Russia hired him to fight against the Ukraine, and he subsequently turned around and said, I'm going to come after you, Russia. And he led a charge into Moscow, and that was the last we've heard of this, right? That was
it didn't get to Moscow. It was some other Russian province or whatever. Okay. But he did take a town. He did take a city. And then and we did it on the podcast, and we were like, holy crap, because everybody was like, this is serious and this is for real. And then like the next day it was like, oh, he sat down with Putin and had a meeting, and he's gonna fuck off in Belarus, and they'll just leave each other alone forever. I was like, that was a quick fucking rebellion.
Yeah. But I feel like if you sat down with Putin one-on-one, face-to-face, I don't know who's coming out of that.
No, I don't think they sat down in the same room together. Okay, but I don't know. But this our general Robert Abrams, he's saying he says he doesn't know if he said he's either dead or he's in a Russian prison somewhere, and we'll never see him ever again.
Wow.
This idea that the Belarus president or whatever who brokered the meeting between the two of them, that he was going to allow him to go to Belarus and live in exile for the rest of his life is bullshit, is what he's saying. Man. Like, that's bullshit. Like, he's either dead or in prison, and that's kind of, which makes a lot of sense, because I don't know, Belarus don't want no problems. They're on Putin's side, you know.
I can't imagine how much longer this war is going to go. I mean, holy shit! It's been over what, a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And Russia was sitting there going, we're going to just plow through everything and take it back. Year and a half later, either they're evenly matched or Ukraine's, I don't know who's, the point is, I don't know who's winning.
None of it makes sense to me because you're right. Russia came in and took a bunch of cities. Now, all of a sudden, Ukraine took a bunch of cities back. It's a year and a half, like you said, it's going nowhere. I don't understand the big fear of Vladimir Putin when he can't take over a tiny little country.
Well, I think he's got the nuclear option everybody fears, obviously. He's also a nut job. And they don't, obviously, Ukraine wants their freedom from Russia. They don't want to be taken over.
No, right. But I'm saying, like, it doesn't add up to me that this hasn't come to some sort of a conclusion yet.
Right.
Like, either Ukraine should have been run over, or we should have realized that Russia can't do it, and somebody should have fucking taken him out. And how has neither of those things happened a year and a half?
From what I
later?
understand, I think I read somewhere that there's like a train that Putin is on. It's like one of those, it's a ghost, they call it a ghost train.
I heard that too.
And it's just, you can't track it or whatever it is. And he's just in the wind, basically. And it's, how do you take him out? If you can't get him, can't get to him.
But I get an airplane because you can go wherever you want. It's not like you could just make a left on the train.
Tracks, yeah, you follow tracks, you're going to see a train eventually. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. You get some drones to look at these tracks, you're going to find a train.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Maybe it's underground. I don't know.
And I mean, if he's on a train, whacking him out with a fucking drone should be the easiest thing ever, because there's tons of countries that want him taken out, and everybody could just claim it wasn't me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know. You got to deal with body doubles, and you got to deal with where is he? Are you talking to the right one? What's the fallout from that if you don't get him? It's
Bird makes the best point of all. A lot of people making a lot of money off that war. That's why it doesn't stop. Probably true.
But
I mean, it's also true from the sense of even Zelensky, not that he wants his people dead, but he's getting more aid and money to help his people than ever before. It is kind of in his best interest to keep this at bay as much as possible, but keep the allure of it's we need your help, we need the war, the blah blah blah.
I disagree with this because number one, people making money, we're sending so much money over there. We're not making money. That's number one.
No, it's not that the government is making money. It's the people that sell the weapons. They're the ones who are making the money.
Who's selling the weapons? If not the government, are they black market weapons, or who's
companies?
And even if that's the case, how would they control the war, the outcome of the war?
The military industrial complex. That's essentially what it is.
That's government.
I mean, it's government, but it's also the companies that are producing these weapons that have government contracts that are making a shit ton of money.
Fine. You know what though? If let's say they're producing the weapons and they're making money off of selling them to whoever, how would they control the outcome of the war? Because
you're a congressperson and I make bombs, and we're in a war and I'm selling a shit ton of bombs. Guess what, Frank? Re-election time comes around, I'm donating to your campaign, big man. You just make sure we stay there. Don't fucking get out of the moneymaker.
Yeah, but
that's how it happens across the board with a lot of companies and a lot of senators and congressmen and presidents, for that matter, too.
I guess, but it's also in our best interest, not just, I mean, if you look at it practically, for Russia to take over, it would be in our interest to Russia to not take over the Ukraine.
It would, yeah.
So
but
it's
here's
not just
the thing,
a money
though.
thing, it's also a strategy thing for us.
True, but the point is we could probably just end it. Well, we can't. It's a little complicated. We really can't necessarily get involved because they're, like you said, the guy has his finger on the button, so they're trying to avoid some of that. That's why we went with the concessions and all this other bullshit. But the point is they don't want the good guys or the bad guys to win. They just want it to keep going. That's what the military-industrial complex is all about. As long as it keeps going, we don't need a winner or a loser. We just got to keep it going.
I know, but that's such a fucked up way to do it.
Oh, yes.
No, yeah, but like eventually you want one side to come out, and then you just what? I mean, even if you're going the military-industrial complex wants to sell weapons thing, I mean, eventually one side's going to win, but
I mean, it's not even weapons it's not even just weapons, to be honest with you. It's everything. It's aid packages and supply. Exactly. It's
I get that. Everything. But why wouldn't you, like, let's say the war ends, and now it's rebuilding time. And why wouldn't you just fund, if you're military, industrial, whatever the hell, why wouldn't you support that and just keep that as your next mission?
Yeah, I mean, there is something to that, but let's just keep it going as long, because you're always going to have that. There's always going to be, like, say, a 4-year rebuilding period. The thing is can you stretch it another 2 years before you get to that 4-year building period?
Yeah, I understand, but like the people that are running the actual physical war, I mean, they're the ones in control of ending it or keeping it going. I mean, they could end it or keep, they're fighting the war. You're getting all these weapons and you're using them. Doesn't that have a say in who wins and how they do? Because what if tomorrow they, all of a sudden Ukraine says, "Hey, we won. We drove Russia out," and that's that.
Well, that's my thing. This is the worst. Forgive me for saying this. This is the worst, most boring war we have ever seen. Like, I don't even know. Like,
I don't know.
I think there's days where they're like, "Yeah, we blew up an old warehouse. Like, the war continued." Like, I think there's days where nothing happens, and they're kind of like, "We're still, on alert, and we're still,
There's been some shit though. Russia takes over an abandoned nuclear plant, and it's like, oh shit.
There's been some stuff for sure, but it's just
stuff.
It's dragging on at us. It's kind of like when a fight breaks out in the schoolyard, and then you realize, oh, both these people can't fight, and they're just big wussies, and then all of a sudden people are walking away because there's that, and you're like, oh, this is not fun anymore. It's kind of what is happening,
I guess, but there are a lot of, it's not playtime. There some fucked up shit going on.
Speaking of playtime, somebody's looking for some playtime, and that's Brian Szasz, the OceanGate billionaire son.
Segway.
Big time.
What happened with this guy now?
Yep, this is if you guys remember, this is the stepson of British billionaire Hamish Harding. He was the one who went to a Blink-182 concert while his stepdad was still missing in the water. And then the OnlyFans girl who was like, who wants me to sit on their face? And he's like, yes, please.
I wonder how that worked out.
Twitter, I don't think he got to sit on her face.
No? No, she would sit on his.
Yeah, he's back on Twitter. He's since deleted this tweet, but the Daily Mail caught it, screen capped it.
Oh, boy.
And the tweet was, and I quote, "With millions to spare, I still can't get laid."
Dude.
Yeah. I don't even know if his family has gotten back all the remains of his dad yet.
I mean, that tweet, it's one of those, what's the catch-22 tweets? Or the very fact that this tweet is out there is another reason why you can't get laid. It's like, it's just the dog, the snake eating its tail. The reason you can't get laid is this tweet about you not being able to get laid.
Yeah.
You got to, read the room. Maybe have a little compassion. This is your stepdad.
I mean, he's just
be there for your parents. Be there for your mom.
Look at this guy's face. Like, is that not the biggest douchebag you've ever seen?
I mean, he's up there.
This should be when you Google douchebag, this should be the photo that comes up.
Yeah, that's close.
I mean,
what the hell, man?
Fuck that guy. Kaitlan Collins debuts on CNN and just completely fucking tanks. Kaitlan Collins is sort of the new savior of CNN. She was a White House correspondent. Then she got put on that morning show with Don Lemon. And then Don Lemon, got fired. And then they didn't want to keep her on the morning show. They wanted to put her in, I forget if 9 o'clock was Don Lemon's spot or Chris Cuomo's spot. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they gave her that 9 p.m. spot, which again, 8, 9, and 10 o'clock are your primetime hours for cable news. She had been hosting the 9 o'clock hour for a couple of weeks as a substitute. But on Monday, she debuted her new show, which is called The Source with Kaitlan Collins.
I'm sorry, Paul got me laughing.
Go ahead, what? What did he say?
Because you see it, the super chat. Yep, nailed it, Paul.
He's Brian Szasz is tone deaf.
Very tone deaf. That's true.
That's a great
That's a
tweet.
word that I'll not forget anytime soon. 2 words that I won't forget.
2 minutes after that show ended, Aaron came up with it. Not even 2 minutes. What was I saying? Oh, so she debuted her. So this was the first time it was the Source with Kaitlan Collins, and it drew in only 540,000 viewers, 83,000 viewers in the coveted 25 to 54 demographic, according to the Nielsen ratings, a 13% dip in total viewers from the same day last year, and a 44% decline in viewers aged 25 to 54, the lowest for a 9 p.m. show on a Monday for the news channel since January.
All right. Was one day?
Yeah, but I mean, when you're debuting a new show and there's hype and everything, usually the first show is here, and then it
drops a little.
Drops. She started with shit.
Well, to be fair, I haven't heard anything. I didn't know even though this was happening. So the marketing for this was pretty terrible. I would imagine.
Exactly. So she got fucking crushed. Let me see here.
Bad marketing, because I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, well, it's cable news network. Who gives a fucking shit about?
That's true.
I don't even know why we're talking about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, why is this a topic, and why are you continuing to look up stuff about it? Let's go. What happened with the Vegas streaker?
I do like it because it's just an outright failure, All
right.
Okay, here it is. MSNBC, Rachel Maddow obviously beat Kaitlan Collins. She's
Rachel Maddow.
She also beat Hannity, which
boom
is surprising. I thought Hannity was the king in that time spot.
Hannity blows.
Maddow pulled in 2.4 million viewers, 231,000 in the key demographic, and Hannity had just under 2 million viewers. So Maddow beat out Hannity on Monday. I don't know if she had some interesting guest or some story or something.
Yeah, fuck Hannity. He's old news. He's grandpa yelling at the TV screen. Hannity.
Yeah. Collins' show came in second among her CNN primetime colleagues. Anderson Cooper's 360 brought in 600,000 viewers. Cooper was also in last place, though, trailing Fox News Tonight with 1.7 million viewers.
We get that per show.
And MSNBC's Chris Hayes, which scored 1.2 million viewers.
That's our goal, guys. Everybody watching this right now, we got to get more viewers than the cable news shows. So if you could get our numbers up there, spread the word around, share the show.
Yeah.
Give us the likes, give us the views, tell your friends about us. Let's get those views up to cable news status.
We get 1 million views. It just takes us 4 months to get there.
I mean,
we're putting a lot of shows together to get those 1 million views.
That's true. We do longer shows. We don't do an hour. We do, right? They do an hour. What do they do?
They do an hour, but you know what they need to do? They need to do this. Like, if you want to save CNN, no bullshit, you get it. Honestly, no bullshit. You get a show like this. Like, we would fucking crush on CNN because it's not my point is they need to stop with the news desk. We're past that now. Like, everybody knows you're not real news. Like Frank, you always said, like, I wish they would go back to real news. What I'm saying now is we are so far off at this point, we need to just go in the other direction. You need to abandon the news desk and the whole news persona and news look and just do an opinion show, because that's what we are, right? We're just here's what's happening, and here's
we give
our
it the headline,
and
and then we tell you what we think about it.
Exactly. And that is exactly what CNN. If CNN is Chris Light still there, I don't even know. If you want to save CNN, get a good podcast, a good opinion show, and put it on at 9:00 and watch the numbers go up.
Fine, we'll do it. Jeez.
Kaitlan, and not for nothing, Kaitlan Collins is hot as fuck. And even the hot smart chick can't save that network. You know what I mean? You need a couple of assholes with some stupid opinions to come in there and stir some shit up. I'd fucking take out Hannity in a second. Do you remember? We talk about this often, and we'll continue to talk about it. But Frank and I were getting hired for a job, and they asked us how we would handle the bigger station across the street with better ratings, and my mouth was watering. I was like, we could fucking take them. We could do so much damage to them. I was like, I know exactly how to beat them. Exactly how.
I feel like that whole experience, that was a missed opportunity for us, and for this, mostly for them.
For them,
because we would have brought that station to another level. It would have been ridiculous.
It would have been so much fucking fun. Yeah, it would have been so much fucking fun. I had so many ideas on how we were going to crush those other. Not that we could. I don't even know if we could have technically beat them because they were so in a wider area.
It's a powerful, more powerful station.
Oh, I had such great fucking ideas going into that.
Would have been fun. The ride would have been good ride.
I could take down Hannity just the same. I know exactly what to say.
Let's fucking
and also
go.
Rachel Maddow or Chris Hayes. I got to be honest with you. I can't tell the difference between Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow. They're both sexually mysterious with thick glasses. Same haircut, same
Rachel
glasses.
Maddow doesn't wear glasses, does she?
Rachel Maddow or Chris Hayes walks out of the sack of suds, and I'm my cousin Vinnying them. I just you can't. They look like the same fucking person. To me. I don't know.
What's all those little leaves on them? And what's that on the window on the screen? Dirt.
What time did you say you put on cable news, hun? Vegas streaker. This guy, I saw the video. It came up on my TikTok. This guy just hops up on a table and is just wagging his dick in front of the dealer. It was a blackjack table, and all the players, people.
That's good luck when that happens.
I almost sent this to you when I first saw it, because this was my first question. If you're a streaker, and I know streakers get off on the streaking.
I don't know if I don't know if it's a sexual thing or if it's just like a bonehead kind of dare, just to be a dick kind of thing.
No, but right, but streakers who do it for sexual reasons or flashers. Right?
Too bad J Sabs is in here.
I know. We have an exhibitionist and we can't access her.
Right.
But they get off on that kind of stuff, right? It's the thrill of showing somebody their goods without them expecting it.
I guess so. I mean,
my question
this guy just seems like he was just a drunken maniac, right?
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. But my question to you is humiliation part of it? Because when this guy was wiggling his dick in front of everybody, I mean, there were people howling, hysterical laughing. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're trying to get your nut off by doing this, isn't it backfiring when people are laughing at your penis?
Well, I don't, the thing is, are they laughing at that or are they laughing at the act? Because, sizable or not, it's a funny thing that, someone does that. Usually it's kind of funny. Like a streaker, I mean, not like an inappropriate, someone doing that
yeah, in a movie or at a ball game or, whatever.
No, I'm talking about this is kind of funny. It's in a casino. There's all adults there. Sometimes it's funny.
We got to protect the children, Frank. What's wrong with you?
Well, it's someone.
The children. How could you say that? They're children.
No, but I think they were laughing at the situation. I mean, whether or not
the children were laughing. Is that what you're saying?
What's going? I don't know what's going on package wise. I think it was all blurred and whatever, but.
No, it was, but I can't. You're right, but I can't help but think that some of the women that were laughing,
That's
a guy,
possible.
I get a guy getting a kick out of it, but some of the women that were laughing, I just feel like, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, I'm
embarrassing.
sure the guy was probably drunk as hell and doesn't even remember the people laughing at or whatever was going on.
Yeah. Well, his name is Brian Danil, DANIL CZYK. Danilizik.
Okay.
So
Brian
that was the
D.
name of the guy. He's 35 years old. He's from Long Island, where you and I reside.
There we go. Representing Long Island.
The best part of this is his wife and relatives are claiming that his drink was spiked with hallucinogenic drugs that made him behave this way. Because get
Okay.
this.
Well,
get
who
this.
spiked it, though?
His wife said that they are good people and he's a great person.
It's possible, I guess. I guess that's possible.
Listen,
But
sweetheart.
what's the penalty here?
It's Vegas, okay? A lot of
crazy
good
shit
people.
happens.
A lot of good people do some crazy shit in Vegas.
That's what it is. Well, do we know what happened with this guy? I mean, what's the penalty here?
Well, they, the security came, the cops came, they arrested
him
for public, yeah. But they're claiming that he was drugged and it's not his fault. And I don't know. Listen.
I guess it's possible.
Stop it. You may believe in your significant other. You may love them more than anything, but when you go to Vegas, all bets are fucking off.
Was the wife there, or was this like a guy trip?
He was on a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Headline.
This was a dare. This was a drunken dare.
At bachelor party, goes crazy and gets arrested. Now your wife has to come and defend you like it was in your fault. You were like, this was the lie that he told her. Now
Honey,
she's on the fucking news.
Honey, someone must have drugged me because I wouldn't do that. What are you talking about?
Honey, it was Mike. I'm pretty sure it was Mike who did. I don't know what he gave me.
Put something in my drink. Did you see the movie The Hangover? Basically, that's what happened.
We can't press charges. Yeah, we can't press charges because fucking Mike will get in trouble. So let's just.
There was a monkey. There was a tiger. Mike Tyson was involved in some way. Other than that, it's all a blur.
Oh man! So you said I was going to do the bit where I go, we were in Vegas, remember? And then I was going to do the hangover plot so that you could be like, no, that was the hangover plot. And I go,
you should have did it.
Nah, you said it now. It's right. You can't do it. But honestly, you were in Vegas. Yeah. There's something about like we went to Vegas, and I won't tell you what happened there because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't fucking remember. 95%.
Oh, nothing for nothing, but it was what, 15, 16 years ago?
Also that. But there's something about when you land, you come in seeing just shit brown everywhere, and then all of a sudden this little glow in the distance, and you land, and it's just big and it's impressive. And I don't know if it's the air and there's slot machines in the airport, but as soon as you land in there, you just go, this is all for me. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and I am not going to give a shit about any of it. And for some people, that's gambling a lot of money and going to the finest meals or whatever. For some people, it's drugs and hookers. It's different for everybody.
I got to say, one of the best meals I've ever had, one of the best steaks I guess I've ever had was when we went to Vegas. We went to the Steakhouse, it was called.
Yeah, great name.
I think it was in the Treasure Island. It was the restaurant there.
Yeah.
And it was a porterhouse steak, and they had that, when they roast the garlic and you could spread it like butter.
Oh, so that was like one of the earliest times we had the garlic that way.
That was 15 years ago, and I still remember that steak.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But people do. I'm not going to go into all the details on our trip, but one thing I can share with everybody. I don't even know how, but we got to one side. I don't even know, but we got to the opposite side of the strip from where we were staying. And it was me, Frank, and two other guys. One of these boneheads comes up with an idea of let's do a Jägermeister shot in every bar on the way back. And the other three idiots go, It's a great idea.
That sounds amazing. Well, so yeah, so there was our hotel was on one end of the strip, so we took a cab to the exact other end of the strip, the end of it, and we went from bar
Not
to
with
bar.
this intention, though.
No,
This
well,
came about at some point in the evening.
So we made our way back to our hotel, stopping at every single bar along the way to do a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, somebody said let's do Jaeger bombs in every hotel, and some other 3 people said, "Great."
Yeah, well, who came up with that one?
I don't even know. But
I didn't even
all
know what a
4 of
Jaeger
us
bomb was before that trip.
all 4 of us did it, and that's my point. Normal, average, wonderful people can do extraordinarily stupid things, in Vegas. It's just what happens.
It's a crazy town.
Listen, supposedly they gave this guy a drug test, and if it comes back that he really did have some hallucinogenic whatever, I will apologize to Michelle Danzalik. But even then, I kind of feel like he took it. So I can't,
He probably, did. I want to see the camera footage of him getting his drink spiked.
Yeah. Because then they go, well, he was sober and fine, and they were leaving the bar until one last drink was ordered. And then after that, he slapped somebody and then ran off into the strip and then eventually wound up naked in the casino, wiggling his dick in front of people. And it's like, yeah, but that's how it happens. Everybody's like, did you hear what happened to Barry? And you're like, no, what happened? He was fine when we left the bar. Oh, you don't know what just happened afterwards. And it's always some crazy fucking thing that nobody saw coming.
Yeah, it's that one drink that puts you over the edge. It's that it's like that old what's that proverb with the monkey who says, "Oh, one banana in that tree will stop you from being hungry. There's just one banana up there. If you could find it, you'll stop from eating." So the monkey eats all the banana after banana after banana. Eventually, he gets to the last banana and goes, "Yeah, I'm not hungry anymore because he ate all those bananas." So this is him going. This is I got to that drink that put me over the edge. I found the one drink that threw me onto the table naked, and he got to it, and that was it. He found it, and it fucked him up, and he did something stupid. I'm sure there was a dare involved. I don't know who he was with. Probably some friends, and they said, "You wouldn't do that. You don't think I'd do that? Come on, man. You're not gonna take your clothes. What are you? You're in a public place. You're not gonna take your clothes off. Come on."
There's a couple. That's the guy who did it, and that's his wife. And his
Seems
wife,
like an upstanding citizen.
His wife is in the article like his drink was spiked, and I'm just like, you put her out there to make an ass out of herself. We all know what fucking happened.
Yeah, you got dared into some crazy shit, and you took it too far. We get it. It happens. Pay your fine, do your jail time, move on.
She's out there like, not my husband. Well, I got news for you,
wouldn't
Michelle.
do that.
I got a lot of news for you.
I'll to tell you.
That guy is the prime target. He is the prime.
Just look at his tie. His tie is all fucked up. He didn't tie that tie.
He's fucking already. He's married to you. I'm sorry. She seems like a lovely lady, but he's in a marriage. So automatically, you're dealing with a broken individual here who can do anything at any moment.
You're fucked up.
It's the truth.
That's not the truth.
Single guy would have never done this.
I'm sure was he married at the time when he did this?
Yeah, well, this was like a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. He's married. He's not getting married. This wasn't The Bachelor, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This was one of the friends.
His wife is out there like, not my husband. He's too nice for this.
He wouldn't do that. He must have been drugged because he wouldn't. What's his name? Brian? Not my Brian.
Not my Brian.
Not the Brian I know.
I got news for you. There's a lot of Brians making mistakes out there in Vegas right now, okay? We're all Brians a little bit.
I mean,
and then the other person...
Not all of us take our clothes off and run through a casino.
Right. It might not be that bad. But again, like if we were home, Frank, and you were like, oh, there's 19 bars from here till there. Do you guys want to do a shot in every one of them? We would have been like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would we do that? That's stupid.
Yeah, no one does that here. But you're in Vegas.
In Vegas, you're like...
Yeah, that's a logical step.
Your brain just goes, this seems like a challenge we can overcome. I think we could do this.
Yeah, why aren't we doing this now? Why did this take this long? We should have started from the airport.
And if you want to add insult to injury on the stupidity level, at some point in the last couple of hotels, I go, I know what I need is 4 cookies from Subway. And I ate 4 cookies thinking that should absorb the 16 shots of Jägermeister that I have. I have news for you. The cookies were the first things to come up into the toilet bowl when I got back to the room.
That's fuel. That's called fodder, cannon fodder.
That was an immediate mistake.
You just added, a cannonball to your cannon.
Yeah.
And just launched that shit. Because, well, you know what? For what we did, for that amount of drinking that we did in Vegas, I did not throw up. I did not get sick in Vegas.
You didn't throw up that night?
No.
I wouldn't have been able to tell. I wouldn't have been able to hear you over the sound of my own throw up coming up.
It happens. A lot of people can't handle their alcohol. I get it. It's all right.
That was a crazy night.
I only got really sick from alcohol one time, and you were there. And it was in Atlantic City, not Vegas. It was a bachelor party. Atlantic City.
The Red Devil night.
The Red Devils. Oh. I had 2 007s, which is vodka, orange juice, and 7-Up. Stolio vodka, 007, 007. 2 of those, and then 4 Red Devils, which is like a what's it called? Solo cup full of this fruit punch tasting stuff that was just loaded with alcohol, and you don't even feel it. The Atlantic City story. I think Christine knows this story. And it was an awful red vomit filled evening. Yeah, all my vomit was red. And I got to tell you, I didn't have a hangover.
No?
It was weird. I woke up the next morning feeling like $1 million. I was just, all right, what's next? That night. That was a rough night.
Like a bird. I spiked my own drink. It builds character.
Hey.
That's good.
All right.
I told this story. I got roofied one night. Again, I don't know if it was the same stuff that this guy's claiming, but it just made me pass out.
When did you get roofied?
Yeah, I've told that story before. We were out.
I don't remember this.
I don't know if you were there. I was with Amanda, and who I used to work with.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were out. I got to go to the bathroom. It wasn't her. I was talking to somebody I don't even know, who I kind of knew, but not really. I got to go to the bathroom. I left my drink there. I come back. I finished it. It was my second drink. It was kind of like dead, whatever. She was like, I'm going to leave. She was with her boyfriend. They were like, I think we're going to leave. Do you want to ride back home? And I was like, I'm going to come back with you guys. I'm walking out of the place. I'm like, holy shit. By the time I got into the car, I was out and I woke up in front of my house. And she was like, I don't know what. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, she was like, we're going to help you in. I'm like, I think I can handle it. And I supposedly stumbled, zigzagged all the way into my house.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
Totally roofied. Absolutely 1,000. Now, I don't think anybody was out to roofie me. I think the girl that I was talking to, because she was watching the drink while I was gone. Who knows if she turned her head or whatever, and somebody thought I'm going to fucking hit this girl.
Some fucked up people out there, man.
And then I come out and they're like, oh no, I wasted my roofie on this fat fuck. I might have saved a woman's life that night. Who knows? I took one for the team. Yeah.
Good for you.
Stop that Hollywood ring right there in that bar.
Boom.
Thing.
I didn't know this. Oh, wow.
Not only did I tell you when it happened, and then subsequently years later, I've told the story on the podcast before.
You think I listen to what you talk?
Clearly not.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about half the time.
We don't have time to get to the Congressman warns about aliens.
We don't?
Don't worry about it. No, because I want to.
Are we going to be all right?
But I want to talk about. I thought I could have sworn I put it on here, and I didn't. The Burger King cheeseburger.
Yeah, what the hell is this thing? You didn't put it on there. It wasn't there from the beginning, but it's a basically. Where is this now? It's in a different country, I believe.
It's in a different country. It's not here. They're testing it out hold on. I want to say Thailand.
It's just a shit ton of cheese between 2 buns, right?
Yep. That's exactly what it is. They're
What's there to test? It's cheese. It's a cheese sandwich.
It looks so fucking gross.
Yeah,
Now I love cheese and I love a grilled cheese sandwich.
I love
But
cheese too.
could you eat that?
I don't. I could take 2-3 bites out of it, and I'm probably done. Because it's just a ton of cheese. It's I don't know how many slices of. Looks like American cheese.
Credit Urza Oxa on Twitter at IRZAOXSYA. Follow that person. Look at that. It's just slices. It's 20 slices of cheese.
20 slices of what looks like American cheese between 2 hamburger buns.
And they go, this is a real cheeseburger.
I mean, it's a cheese sandwich. Is there any even sauce on it or anything else on it?
I don't think so. And I watched a TikTok of some other dude eating it. And here's the grossest part to me. This guy had 2 of them. And the first one looked exactly like what I just showed you, right? And the second one, here's the guy. I got to do it like this or else we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, it's just a big, stack of cheese. Yeah.
So it's just a big stack of cheese. But watch this. He pulls a second one out at one point. Oh, this is the other thing. Like this guy has look, I'm going to hold it next to my face. Look at me making a.
That's all it is. It's just cheese.
But look at this one here. If you can see, the cheese is a little bit more melted. That looks a little bit more appetizing than me.
Yeah, for some reason the melted helps it.
Melted's got to help a little bit in that scenario.
But I don't know, man.
But he takes
like the Summer of George, with the big wedge of cheese. I was eating a brick of cheese the size of a car battery.
Look.
That's just a shit ton of cheese, man.
That doesn't look appealing to me.
Where is this? Do we know?
This is in Thailand.
Thailand. Okay. How much is this going for? It's got to be. It's one of the menu options.
It's a good.
I'm not saying I wouldn't eat the damn thing, but I can go for 20 slices of cheese.
20 slices of cheese.
Do you put sauce on there? What kind of sauce do you put on there?
I don't know.
I see what I would do is I'd have a bunch of different like dipping sauces out, and I just
try it all out.
Go around the horn.
I mean, I guess technically you dip a grilled cheese into tomato soup, so ketchup feels like an obvious answer here.
I go barbecue every night. I think all of the sauces are going to work. Yeah, I don't think you could pick wrong with the sauces.
Comic Book Now, back in 2020, February, pre-pandemic, said that Burger King was testing a sandwich with nothing but French fries in it.
What are we doing? I mean, French fries and a bun. At least throw a tomato on there to make it seem like I'm doing something healthy. Give me a slice of lettuce. Don't worry, for all you health nuts out there, we got some lettuce on the thing.
You got a lettuce slice on there. Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to take the whole burger, like a Big Mac. Take a whole Big Mac and just dunk it in the deep fryer for a minute.
Why haven't they fried a burger?
Thing. Yeah. Just dip it in batter.
Dude, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. Dip it in batter, and there's the bread.
Yeah.
And you got like a fried burger.
Just fry the burger, man. Just throw the whole thing in the fryer.
How is that something they haven't done yet?
You get like salad tongs, but like the end of the tongs have like baskets on each side, and you just you wrap the whole burger in there, and you just dunk the fucking thing in. I think that should be the next thing.
You think it's because they can't handle like a batter? Like is dipping a batter too complicated for fast food production? It might be.
No, they do. I feel like they do stuff like that. Like if you go to Nathan's, you can get a corn dog. They do batter dip stuff.
That's true. But I feel like that's done. That's cooked and then sent there and then just reheated.
I'm not saying they can't do that. Who says they can't have
Far be it for me to get in the way of an operational issue.
No, let's Gordon Ramsay it all of a sudden. We're at McDonald's. We're going to bring out the real batter, and we're going to sit there and dunk it and fry. No, you want to fry it, pre-fry it or whatever and just heat it in the microwave. I'm not going to, it's a fast food thing. I'm not going to fault you there.
I'm on TikTok, and I'll get like corporate chefs from McDonald's sometimes, and they're like, this is my favorite thing, and they like make like a thing, and they're like, delicious, and I'm like
what?
Calling you a corporate chef is a bit of a reach, first of all.
I see. Yeah.
Now you're like, here's the thing that I like to do, and it's delicious. Like, like that's
I wonder if any of the chefs at McDonald's get any kind of say. Like, do you think there's a chef at McDonald's headquarters, wherever they're coming up with these things, going, you know what? I came up with this idea. I think we, and they go, nope, we're good. Just keep making that Big Mac look fantastic. And,
No, I think there's a head chef that comes up with recipes. I know it seems weird because they're like, the biggest thing they've ever done was take a chicken finger and put it in a tortilla. I mean, that's like their biggest, latest.
I mean, every now and then they got like a bar. What is it? Like those pub burgers or something, a pretzel bun or whatever.
Well, but Wendy's, that's you describing Wendy's though. That's good.
Wendy's is good. I can go for Wendy's right now.
That pretzel pub burger thing is fucking actually delicious.
You put anything on a pretzel burger, a pretzel bun?
Yeah,
I'm in.
Pretty all right.
That's good shit.
But McDonald's is so, again, I saw another video where a guy broke down the ingredients of McDonald's French fries. What do you think an ingredient in McDonald's French fry, like a French fry ingredient, would consist of?
Potato.
Potato, right? And that'd be the end of it.
And whatever oil, fat.
There's like 4 ingredients in a McDonald's French fry. And salt is one of the ingredients. And McDonald's salt has 3 ingredients in it.
That's weird.
McDonald's salt, one of the ingredients in McDonald's salt is sugar. If you could believe that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now I want it more.
And it's so delicious. It's fucking delicious. But here's what will always confuse me about McDonald's. You've seen what a fried potato looks like, right? It's pretty much the same thing. Why are you going through all this trouble to add all this unnatural shit to something that you could just literally cut up and fry and it will be just fine?
Because they're going to make it taste different from the other fried potatoes out there.
I guess so.
There's a reason why everybody's like McDonald's fries are, unbelievable because they put sugar and shit in it. It's a different recipe. You can't just, you're going to just fry potatoes. Then you just like every other, they're doing something different. Maybe terrible for you, but it's different.
I'm in the minority here where I am not wowed by McDonald's fries. Yeah, I'll eat them. I know they're great, but I will take Wendy's fries just the same, even more so. And I even think Burger King's got better fries than McDonald's. I don't give a shit what anybody says about me.
When we went to Madison Square Garden one time for a Ranger game, and I can't remember the name of the fast food place that was there, but they had the best fries like ever. Ranch One, I think it was called.
Whatever happened to Ranch One? Yeah.
And I loved the fry. It still had the skin on it, potato skin on it.
Yeah.
And they were nice, thick, like picture a McDonald's fry, but just a little bigger, a little thicker. And it was just salty, and they were so good. And I still remember those fries from 20 years ago when we went. Those were great.
Christina's in the majority. Burger King fries are nasty. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're great. When they redid the thing, the recipe to make them like crunchier or whatever, I'm like, these are great.
You ever have, I know they're processed bullshit, but you ever have the chicken fries?
No, that's
They're not
processed.
bad. Yeah, absolutely.
Shit. Yeah.
I'm not, naive about that, of course. But they're good.
See,
it's just fried chicken strips that are
I can't wrap my head around that because I'm like, I just want a chicken strip then. I'll just have a chicken strip. I don't need you to thin it out more.
But you could I don't know. It's the same shit. It's all
yeah,
the
I
same
get
shit,
it.
But
I get it.
It's like eating fries. You could just eat a million of them and you think you're not eating. Oh, I'm going to go light today and get the fries.
Fries is a thing. Miss Justice, sugar is addicting. So I've been reading all this stuff about how addicting sugar is, right?
Yeah.
So, I wasn't feeling good towards the end of last week. So I like completely changed my diet over the last, it's only Wednesday, but since Monday and Tuesday, I did not have any sugar whatsoever. Like no bread.
Wow.
Nothing. It's just been like meat and like veg, no. I'm like, I'm going to take sugar completely out of my diet. Right.
Okay. How'd you do there?
So I get home today and my wife went to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has some extraordinary shit. First of all, I thought, you ever go to Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
They have the chocolate chip cookie on top of the brownie thing.
Oh, God.
You ever get that?
No, but it sounds amazing.
Magical. She buys that. And she also bought chocolate chip cookie dunkers. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like a chocolate chip cookie. It kind of looks like a Stella Dora. It's like that length and that
Yeah.
oval kind of shaped, and the bottom is coated in chocolate.
Oh God.
So it's like a chocolate chip cookie that is literally aerodynamically shaped to just be dunked. And I'm like, what a brilliant idea. So she buys these 2 things, and I'm like, oh my God, am I not going to eat them? She had to go to a kid's party today with some kid from school. So she's like, I'm bringing it to there. Don't embarrass me by opening them. So I fought through that. Today I come home and I didn't realize. So on the counter, she bought almonds, which I fucking love. And these are toasted coconut covered almonds.
Oh, you're done.
And I go, I can't not have that. Because in my mind, I'm going, it's still an almond, which is good for you. Because that's what I'll snack on when I'm eating well. I'll snack on almonds because non-salted ones, you're golden with almonds. It's the best thing that you can snack on.
You're like Big Boy from Dick Tracy. Walnuts, they're good for the liver. Yeah,
so,
but they're bad for the brain, Big Boy. You're getting sloppy. Continue.
Frank, I ate an almond today after only 2.5 days of not having an ounce of sugar. And it was up there with the best orgasm I've ever had. Like it was
it's disgusting, but I think
it was so incredibly good. And as I'm eating it, I ate 3 and I go, that's it. And I go, I'm just going to go get 4 more. And then I'm going to close the bag and I'll be done with it.
All right, one bag should be fine. But that's it. One bag should be.
No, I stopped at the 4 after, but I thought to myself, this is what an addict goes through. Like this is the justification and the whole fucking thing. And
you convince you convince yourself you're just gonna do this, just to get through, and that'll be that.
I'm thinking about them right now. Like after we're done here, I'm like, I'm gonna go on fucking almonds. Is there a better thing than like a toasted sugary coconut? Honestly,
lots of things. I don't know what your obsession with almonds are.
Oh
I don't know what that's about, but
not even almonds.
Great.
Anything toasted coconut with like sugar on top.
I'm there, but I'm not crazy about that. You got a problem, buddy.
I have a problem.
Are you like? What about mounds? Do you do the mounds thing?
I do, but it's any of those candy bars are just cheap. Like like honestly, I don't really eat a lot of Snickers. I don't eat Twix. I'll have a Twix. I prefer Twix over other things, but I'm not a candy bar that it's fake chocolate. It's over the top. I don't like it.
Fake chocolate. What are you getting your chocolate straight from the cacao fucking plant?
No, but
what chocolate are you getting that's not fake?
When you go to a place that's making like real chocolate, that's like they really make it. It's not mass produced.
What do you know, Willy Wonka? Where are you getting your chocolate?
What's the thing that like the toasted coconut? Like I ate that, and what's your thing that you're just like, oh fuck, that if you gave it up for a couple of days, that when you went back to it, you would just be like, oh my God.
Ooh, I mean
Snapple,
and that happens. I run out of Snapple at the house. I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do? And then when I get it, and I take it out of the fridge. And it's a hot day, and I just I drink until when you drink something until you physically can't fit any more drink in your stomach.
Yeah.
And you almost finish the thing. That's where I'm at with Snapple.
And it's just so satisfying and wonderful.
Yeah. Pizza too. Pizza's good like that. You haven't had pizza in a while, and then you go and you get a fucking awesome slice of pizza. That's good stuff.
I think I have a pizza addiction as well.
Who doesn't, man? Pizza's like the best.
Because I don't think I've had pizza since like Thursday or Wednesday of last week.
I'm about to have pizza literally right after this podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to let you go. Is it waiting there for you?
It's waiting.
Oh, my God. What an asshole I am. You didn't tell me you had a pizza waiting for you.
I do have pizza waiting.
Just when you just fold it and you just take a bite and it's just the perfect warm temperature and it's the cheese.
Come on, let's wrap this. Hit the button, will you?
And the sauce.
Hit the fucking theme song.
Oh, my God.
Good stuff. I know. Every time we do this show, I gain 10 pounds. Just the thinking of the food we have to eat. By the way, we haven't done a taste test in a long time.
I know.
A challenge or something crazy food that's out there. We got to do that.
We got to do something.
If anybody has an idea, give us in the comments. Throw us an idea of what to eat, then we could rate it and test it.
Great idea. I saw Puffy the other day. He ate something. It was shaking his head. It made me laugh so hard. I'm like, we got to get him back on the podcast.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do another food thing.
We do have to touch base with Puffy. I'm going to tag him in this episode because he had an incident at Jersey Mike's today. I don't know if you, but I am Puffy's #1 fan. He runs the. I just wish he would just put a food blog together. He needs
to do a food blog.
His personal Facebook is the best food blog that I read, and I read a lot of food blogs.
He's got to do a food TikTok thing.
Yes.
Where he just goes, eats the food, and said, "This is what's great with it." Just a rating. He could be the food critic for America.
Yes.
I saw his thing where he got, what was it, Jersey Mike's, and they put like lettuce on it, and he flipped out because he hates vegetables.
No, the best part was he called it juice. I'm like, what's the? Does that mean like the oil and vinegar? I just have so many questions. Just the way he articulates things. I'm fascinated by him. I just think he's so good at it. And he's just on top of all the trend. Every fast food news that I get is from Puffy.
Puffy knows what he's talking about with food, man.
Puffy knows food.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try and get Puffy back on. That might be a good Friday thing to touch base with we should do it once a month with Puffy to touch base.
We got to do at least once a month.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frank. Tell him about the book. Damn it.
Get your copy of Oval. It's for sale on Amazon right now. You get your hardcover, softcover, but hard copy in the mail, or you could download it. Kindle version is available as well.
No meat, potato salad.
Written by my wife, Erin. Pick it up now.
Link in the description.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.